Today's video is sponsored in part by Vendoo. How is everybody doing? I just wanted to hop on here. I actually didn't even plan on filming today, but I've been feeling a little emotional down here in my studio. I'm realizing what I lost in my business last year when I was just putting time and energy into things that weren't really filling my cup, you know what I mean? And I think when you're a business owner and have any sort of a social media presence, you just want to try new things, go in different directions, see what is exciting, see what people respond to, see what makes me happy. And last year was just as crazy as it was because I was home for a year in 2021. I also feel like it was my life in fast forward. I don't know where the year went. And it wasn't a bad year, but when I look at my business as I've been going through things during Thriftless February, I'm realizing just how out of touch I became between trying Amazon, hiring somebody, and things like the podcast, doing big buyouts like the estate sale. These were all things that took up a chunk of time, and some stuff was more worth my time than others. I am so blessed to have my assistant Caitlin here, but I think in handing off even the photographing of items, it made me a little bit more removed. I definitely realized over the past year that I don't want to be a business that has a huge amount of inventory. As it is, I have a lot. And I'm like a broken record, so I'm not going to go over that. But I definitely would love to have nicer things and less inventory. I won't ever replace the bins because I love going to the bins, but I've been much more selective in what I pick up, and I've been processing those things faster. I also have a really much better system with Caitlin now than when I first started. So when Caitlin first started with me, she would write the measurements down on a piece of paper. I would have a spreadsheet that I would enter the stuff on when I got home from shopping, from thrifting. And then Caitlin, I would print out that portion of the spreadsheet, and Caitlin would write down measurements. And then I'd keep them in a file. And then when I would go to make the items go live from the draft that she started, I would refer back to the handwritten portion. But what I realized really quickly was that just didn't work. Some of the papers got misplaced. If there was a flaw in an item, and I would have to go back to it. I made a lot of mistakes. There are items I know are in my camera that I'm like, Caitlin, it's not even worth it. Let's just start over. This is in front of me. This piece of inventory is not in my inventory. It's not drafted in Vendoo. And here it sits. So let's just take a new picture, because even if there's a picture from September of 2021, we are now in 2022, and it's actually going to take less time to just retake the photo. The system that works now, and this again, it's just growing pains with a business and knowing what works for you, what doesn't, and trying out new things. But what we're doing now is if Caitlin takes a photograph of anything, it immediately gets drafted in Vendoo. So she will take the picture, immediately put measurements in. Even if she doesn't put measurements, it goes to Vendoo. So I have visual proof. Vendoo has also replaced my spreadsheet. Currently, Vendoo is a Chrome extension. They are definitely working on a mobile option, but for now, we go in through Chrome on our phones and we log into Vendoo. So after I take the photos, or Caitlin takes photos, we click on the items that we want for our listing, and then it appears so quickly, much faster than Poshmark processes it. Then I'll give it a title and just save it. And then that gives me the visual, and that actually acts as my spreadsheet now. So I have just recently changed over to using this primarily as my spreadsheet, and it's just a great way to keep everything in one place. So as you'll see, I can scroll through, and there's the Victoria's Secret bra, as well as some of the other items that I have recently drafted, and they're all ready to go and ready to be listed. If you guys are interested in trying Vendoo, you can click the link in my description and save 25% off your first month. I think you'll love it. A lot of people have asked me questions about taxes and spreadsheets, and I honestly feel like I would be doing a disservice by talking about taxes, because I'm the worst. I'm married to an accountant, and he does all my stuff for me, and I'm spoiled, I'm blessed, whatever you want to call it. The things that I can say without giving tax advice is the best thing that I ever did for our family finances versus Lori's Boston Found is get a separate credit card. So no matter what it is, my credit card is saved on Amazon. So anytime I order my poly mailers or my clear bags or my craft paper to wrap my shoes in, whatever it is, it goes through my Lori's Boston Found credit card. When I'm out thrifting, I use that credit card. And there are even instances like when I'm at TJ Maxx, for example, I have a TJ Maxx card and I want to use my TJ Maxx card because I'll get points for it. And Jay's like, just keep it streamlined. Don't worry about the $5 extra you're going to make in TJ Maxx points. Charge it on your business card. Let's keep it clean. A lot of people ask me about mileage as well. I don't track mileage, which could be irresponsible of me, but what we do is every time there's a receipt from a thrift store, Jay just knows the mileage. Like he knows how far it is to get to the bins. And so every time there's a receipt from the bins, which I do save every single receipt, he tracks that as mileage. So you might say, well, what about the times you go and you don't buy anything and you're still working? I guess I eat that cost. Again, not best practices. So there's a lot of stuff that I do wrong, so I don't really like to talk about the subject. But basically what I'm finding right now, you can see there's a new rack in back of me. I made a big switch that you either saw in this video or you'll see in a future video. I've been logging progress throughout the month and I just like wanted to pause because I'm disappointed in myself that I let it get to this point. But I'm also feeling hopeful. Like I feel like I finally worked out a system with Caitlin. I'm getting more fussy about what I'll take into my home for inventory. I think the stuff that I am picking up has a little bit better of a sell-through rate. I definitely got bogged down with some of the stuff from the estate sale. So back in June, it's Trash or Treasure. It was actually my best performing video to date. And it's a great video. It was spontaneous and not a great video. It was a great moment for me because it was spontaneous that I decided to do this. I met this woman and I decided to just record it. And it was fun. My friend came over. We got 13 bags. What I'm realizing though is that so many of those things that were in great condition that I still decided to list have just been hanging around. Now I'm finally doing some bundle boxes and I've been able to move some stuff. Like it's very hard for me to part with good quality stuff, some of it new with tags that I know may sit for a very long time in my closet. I'm like, oh, just list it. And I have Caitlin. So even though it may not spark joy with me, Caitlin can take a photograph of a vintage Talbot's brown turtleneck new with tags that I wouldn't pick up at a thrift store, but you know, maybe I'll make 20 bucks on it. Maybe I'll make $18 on it. But a lot of that type of inventory is weighing me down. Those are the things that I'm finding that we either haven't taken photos of yet, or I haven't listed it yet, or I'm not inspired by it. It's been humbling, to say the least, to go through all my stuff, but I am making progress and I am feeling really good about the direction. And also, like, I can't say enough about Thriftless February. Doesn't matter what month you do. Doesn't matter if you do it for a full month. Just the time that you can take to kind of take a step back from whatever it is your business is. It doesn't even have to be reselling. I think sometimes as small business owners, you just get so caught up in the day-to-day stuff. It's like, I got to list, I got to ship, I got to put out a video, and I got to thrift. That takes up a lot of time in a day and in a week, and run a family and have pets and parents and friends and all that. Like that takes up enough time. For me, it's a real conscious effort to have to step back and do what needs to be done for my business in order to move forward more efficiently. As you saw, I did get some new towers, some new storage bins. And what's happening now is, like, I have 2 or 3 bins that are just going to be hard goods. Those hard goods, because I didn't have like a home for them, they were just everywhere in my office. They were everywhere. And it added a lot of clutter, which added a lot of stress and weighed on me mentally. Now I'm able to look at that and be like, okay, we're either going to list it or we're going to donate it. And once we do one of those things, if we decide to list it, now it has a home. And I recycled a bunch of my IKEA storage cubbies, and now I have a place for my socks, for my hats, for my scarves, for children's shoes. Like these were things that were just, I had them in my inventory, but they didn't really have a home. But what's cool about this process is my needs are becoming very clear. Like, oh God, I really needed a couple totes for my hard goods. Like, why did I not have that? There's a lot of stuff that's been kind of staring me in the face. And I realized that the things that were kind of not adding to my business last year are things that now that I've freed up some space, it's given me the opportunity to tackle this stuff. What motivates us is different for everybody. I'm gonna be 49. I do this because I love it. Sometimes I'm like, what the hell are you doing, Lori? But I realize that I love this. I love my channel and I love my community here on YouTube and on Instagram and just the reseller community in general. I've made some of my closest friends in my life through this job, and I've never felt so fulfilled since I became a mother, you know? So I love what I do, but at the same time, it's like, take a chill pill, Lori. You got a lot going on here. You don't need to do so much, because I'm not an organized person by nature. So this is a struggle for me. I guess I just want to throw the camera on and talk a little bit about how things are going. I'm actually not really missing thrifting this month because I'm just like, God, the last thing I need to do right now is thrift. And if I were to thrift, which I'm not like saying I absolutely cannot thrift, but if I were to thrift, I would probably walk in and be like more selective than ever. I find that once I come off of Thriftless February every year, it's like this renewed, like, God, let go of the junk. Don't take home stuff that is gonna sit, you know? But I do wanna give you just a quick update. So at the beginning of the month, I said that I want to list 11 items a day. I'm behind on that because I've gotten like so caught up in the organization and the purging that I just haven't been hitting those goals. But as I'm going through bins and steaming stuff and hanging them, like I'm definitely going to have more and more stuff to list. So far this month, I've only listed 51 new items. Hi friends, Editing Lori here. I just wanted to hop in to say that I have made some progress since I filmed this video. I'm up to 70 listings, some of which are relistings. I have another 10 that are probably going to go live by the end of today, and hopefully by Sunday, this is being released on a Friday, by Sunday, February 13th, I will be at my 100 listing goal. And then I do plan on going thrifting and just being very intentional about what I pick up. But wanted to hop on here and say that I've made a little bit more progress. And also at the end of the video, I'm going to throw in just a couple sales from today that I wanted to share with you to just lighten the mood here. And I was supposed to do 11 a day. So technically, by February 5th, I should have had 55 listings up. And today is February 8th. So I should have 88, so I'm 37 listings behind. Even though I set some lofty goals, not everything gets accomplished. And I think as the month goes on, different things rise to the top as far as what should be a priority. I just wanted to give you some progress updates. This seems like a little bit of a downer video, but I'm feeling really good about the progress I'm making. But I just wish I didn't let it go this far. I think that, you know, 3 years into this business, this August will be 4 years for me, which is crazy, but like it has really and truly taken me this long to have some clarity about exactly where I want to go with my business. And things are really coming into focus for me. So if you're new in this journey, whether it's YouTube or reselling or any other business or any other new thing, if you're learning a new language, if you're painting, like you can apply this to everything. You really should go easy on yourself because it takes time. It takes time to build these things up and you question yourself a lot, and things that worked 2 years ago don't work anymore. So I don't know. Let me know in the comments how you guys are all doing with your reselling business and your organization and your focus and your vision for your business and all that stuff. I wanted to check in, let you know how Thriftless February was going. In one of my upcoming videos, I will definitely post like the progression, like how I started and how's it going. You know, maybe I'll do a reel on that. What is that reel that everybody does? I think I might film a little bit more in the basement once the space is clear, because I don't look around and see clutter everywhere, so it feels better. So that's all. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this, please like it and subscribe if you want to see more about Thriftless February. And I have a really fun video coming up. Rocco went to the bins with his friends, and I have a haul. It's only 4.5 minutes with 4, 17, and 18-year-old boys, 5 of them, going to the New Hampshire outlet. So let me know if that's something you might be interested in seeing. I will give Rocco and his friends their video debut here on Lori's Boston Found. So thanks guys so much. I'll be back real soon with a new video. Pulling a couple of things this morning. I have a bundle offer that came in, and I think it's like for 4 or 5 items, but I don't I don't want to accept it until I pull everything because I've been moving inventory around so much. This Woolly Bully fleece I think is super cool. I'm definitely going to accept. I just want to make sure I have everything. This Minnie Mouse Sequins t-shirt, this was what had me stressed because I had sold this once before and couldn't find it. And I felt so bad because my buyer was so excited about it. So when I found it again, I'm just having a little PTSD over this shirt. I wanted to make sure I had it, which I did. That's another piece that's part of this bundle. Next up are these really cute lush colored Fry shoes. This was a little bit of a gamble. I can't remember what I paid for these. They're really adorable. But sometimes with Fry, the non-boots sit for a little while longer. But these are really cute. So this is also part of this bundle. Okay, it's so weird for me to grab my sweaters from this room since I moved everything around. It's a little adjustment. The last part of this bundle was this cashmere and cupcakes, and I will put a screenshot of the bundle in total on the screen for you to see all the items. This is something that I feel like was in my death pile for a bit, and I finally listed it. How do you guys do with cupcakes and cashmere? What do you think, Lou? It's a brand that I like. I think it's like a Revolve brand, but it kind of sits a bit. But this is the whole bundle right here. I'm going to go back and accept that offer right now. There's actually 4 items. These 4 items were $174 for the bundle, and she offered me $133, which was very fair. I don't know if you're going to be able to appreciate the coolness of this top, but this I picked up at the bins when I was shopping with my friend Brittany at Shop Foxborough. Brittany is a vintage seller extraordinaire, and I picked this up when I was with her. And of course, it's been sitting all this time. And Brittany messaged me and she said, I've been thinking about that top and I think I want it. I said to her, it's yours, girl. She has a vision for this. So I'm photographing it. I think it was handmade. It's got these incredible sleeves. Oh, this was the front. I took the picture the wrong way. Anyways, I'm just doing a quick picture to upload to Poshmark because I'm the worst at doing direct sales. And I think Brittany is going to work her magic on this. This should be considered the before, and check out Brittany at Shop Foxborough to see what the after looks like. Okay, speaking of hard goods bins, these are the bins that are now designated for hard goods, and I sold in here these patterns. I'm trying not to make too much noise, that I picked up at the bins, which I think it's like 25 cents a pound. Hold on. Okay, got them out. So I picked these up at the bins. They are like a 80s, 90s vibe pattern by Stretch and Sew. And I listed these for $35. And then I sent out several offers for $20 with discounted shipping. I just didn't want to list them individually, so I listed them as a group. I'm sure I could have made a little bit more if I listed them separately, but they've been listed for a while. Totally getting like Dynasty vibes here. Love it. Olivia Newton-John, Let's Get Physical, the jumper and the vest. Anyway, somebody sent me a $12 offer. I counted with 18. They came back at 15, and then I lowered the price on Poshmark to $18 because it is closet clear out, and she accepted for $18. So that's good. This is probably about a pound, so this was probably under 50 cents for these, so not a bad return. This is what my office space is looking like since I moved some of the totes here. WA3A2. I'm looking for WD3A2. Okay, this is something that sold just this morning. This was from my own personal collection that was featured in my last video where I went through everything in my closet. This is just a We the Free thermal shirt. I had it listed for $30 and I received an offer for $22, which I accepted. I had already sent out offers for $24 with discounted shipping, so a $22 offer was pretty much right in line with that. So happy to accept and get this out. Right, Lulu? Another day, another sale. Thanks again to Vendoo for sponsoring part of today's video. Be sure to click the link in my description if you would like to save 25% off your first month of service with Vendoo.